We are here sitting with Canadian Blood Services today. We have Joanne and Amy here to talk with us today. So first of all, what's your connection? Do you have a personal connection at all to Canadian Blood Services?
Well, other than I work here, my mother-in-law needed blood over a 12-year span. She had a rare form of blood cancer, and she needed 200 blood transfusions in her lifetime. And one of our local oncologists here told me that those units of blood kept her alive for 12 years. So it was thanks to the generosity, really, of strangers that she was kept alive. So we're very thankful for that. And statistics show that less than 4% of the population donates blood. Yet 52% of us have needed blood ourselves, or maybe a family member have needed it. So the importance is really high, yet participation here in Sudbury is not that high.
Mm-hmm. What about yourself, Amy?
And for me, it's funny because I remember the blood drive coming to high school when I was young, and my first thought was like, I don't want to get a needle, and I never ever really thought about it again until I started working here. And when you hear how big the need is, especially just at the Sudbury Blood Donor Clinic alone, we need about 200 new donors per month just to meet hospital needs. It made me really realize, like, is getting a needle that bad? Like, no, it's not. And it made me really think about that. Donating blood isn't that hard. And unfortunately, since I've been here, I haven't been eligible to donate, so I go into the community and I find donors to come in and donate on my behalf.
So, as you said, about 54% of people will at some point need a blood transfusion. So, often when people think about a blood transfusion, they might think of like something catastrophic happening to them, right? But I think like in often cases it can be something kind of a little bit more mundane that, you know, like the need for blood is just so immediate for even something that doesn't seem like such a catastrophe. So what are maybe like some of the more common things that people would need blood transfusions for that people may not think of?
So for example, if you had cancer and you were in cancer treatment, it takes 5 donors a week to support somebody in cancer treatment. Leukemia patients need 8 donations a week to support them. Now, the catastrophe, the serious car crash, could take up to 50 units of blood. So our clinic, on any given day of the week, we are expected to collect 48 units of blood, and 1 unit equals 1 donation. We very rarely do that, but for a serious car crash victim, they could use our whole clinic day, so they need about 50 units of blood for a serious car crash victim. And the list goes on. Our statistics are every minute of every day someone in Canada needs blood or blood products.
Mm-hmm. So as far as blood donors, are there any particular blood types that are heavily in demand?
So for here in Canada, the O and the A type blood is the most common blood types in Canada. About 39% of Canadians have O blood, and O positive, and about 37 have A positive. So the O's and A's are in the highest demand, but like one of our great volunteers says, all blood types are rare when they're not there. So we do need all types of blood.
Absolutely.
And of course, O negative is the universal donor. I would really encourage you, if you have O negative blood, you have the coveted blood, you have the solid gold in your veins, come out and make a blood donation, because you can donate to anybody.
So make sure you get there. So if you're interested in donating blood for the very first time, what are a few things that you need to know?
So I'll talk about the criteria, and then Amy can talk about how you prepare to have a successful donation. So first of all, you have to be at least 17 years old. There's no upper age limit. You can donate for as long as you're healthy. It used to be, you know, you couldn't donate if you hadn't donated before at the age of 61, then you couldn't donate. But now we've lifted that upper age limit. As long as you're healthy, come on in and make that blood donation. If you've had body piercing or tattooing, you have to wait 6 months for that from the date of your tattoo. Any travel, there could be a restriction on that. If you have questions about your eligibility, if you're on some kind of medication that you're not sure about, easy check. Go to our website at www.blood.ca. We have a cute little eligibility quiz. It takes about 3 minutes to complete, and there's a lot of information in there for you. And then if you're still not sure, you can call our 1-888-2 donate number. It's a toll-free number. It's our national contact center, and there are nurses available for you to talk to in a private setting. If you don't want to discuss your meds with just anybody, you can talk to a nurse. And then Amy will talk to you about what you want to do to prepare to have a good experience.
Yes, because if you've never come in before, you should really start drinking some extra water, at least the day before your appointment, because the more water you have in your system, your blood is a large portion of water. So the more water you have, the more blood you actually have, and the easier it is for you to donate. And it'll also swell your veins a little bit, so it makes it easier for the nurse to find a vein if you drink a lot of water before you come in. And then you also want to have something to eat before coming in, because if you come in dehydrated and on an empty stomach, you might not have the best time, and we don't want that to happen. We want you to have a successful appointment, so that way you're going to want to come back and wonder why it took you so long to come in the first place.
So how long does it take to do a typical donation? Let's say you're already qualified, you're already ready to go. How long does the whole process take?
So the whole process takes an hour, but it's not a whole hour with the needle in your arm. There are certain things you have to do. You have to bring in identification. So you're going to register with our donor services rep. If you already have an appointment, then you're going to go to you're going to fill out a questionnaire on our lovely iPads. Everything is electronic now. If you haven't donated for a while, you'll find our clinic has changed quite a bit. It's all electronic now. Then you'll go into a screening booth with one of our donor care associates, and they'll determine whether you're eligible or not. They'll go through the questionnaire with you, then onto the beds, and that portion of your time here is only about 5 to 10 minutes with the needle actually in your arm. And I've donated many times, and you'll find that you will feel a slight little pick in your arm as the needle goes in, but once the needle is in, you really don't feel anything. You will feel really good here though after you donate. Within a week after you donate, that blood is transfused into patients, so you're making a huge impact every time you donate blood. Once you're finished your donation, you go on to the best part, which is the refreshment area, and you can have all the cookies and juice you want. And if you come in on a Thursday or Friday, we may have pizza here for you. So,
So you make your appointment conveniently on a Thursday or Friday. So maybe you can help us dispel a few of the rumors. I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions that people think that they're disqualified from donating for different reasons. So what are maybe some of the most common myths you'd want to dispel about donating?
I would say a lot of people, they think, oh, well, I've had a tattoo or a piercing, I can't donate. And that's not true. If you've waited 6 months since the date, then you can come in and donate. Another common reason that people think that they can't donate would be that they're on medication. And the thing is, a lot of medications are acceptable. You can take medication and still be able to donate. Because back in the past, for example, if you were diabetic, a type 2 diabetic, you couldn't donate, whereas now that's changed. So our eligibility criteria are always changing. Yeah.
All right. So if you're not eligible to donate for some reason, what are some other ways that you can help with the Canadian Blood Services?
So in your previous video, we showed you how to join our One Match stem cell marrow network, and if you're between the ages 17 and 35, you would definitely be eligible for that, and that's really easy. The criteria is different for stem cells than it is for blood donation, and that takes about 10 minutes. You come in during clinic hours and do a swab and be put on a registry to become a match for these potential patients. Other ways you can volunteer with Canadian Blood Services. Amy and I are in the community trying to recruit donors. You may see us at Walmart or in the shopping mall or trying to book appointments for our clinic here, and we don't have enough help. So if you want to come and help us try and recruit donors, we'd be happy to train you, and it's really good experience. It looks great on your resume, especially if you're in the medical field. Volunteering with Canadian Blood Services looks really good on you. Other ways you can help, we have the organ and tissue donation. So if you wanted, you can register with us online as well through our website. And our website, if I haven't mentioned it, is www.blood.ca.
So it's really easy to remember. So you'll definitely consider making a donation. You can always check out blood.ca to see if you're eligible. Like Joanna already mentioned, there's a really quick quiz that you can fill out. If you find that you're not eligible, you're still eligible to join the One Match program for for stem cells. So there's lots of different ways you can get involved. So we definitely hope that we will see you here in the clinic. So here at Our Creator, we are challenging our readers to donate with us from December 4th into the 8th. So one of the things that we've been talking about with Joanne and Amy a lot is that it's really hard to get young people to donate. So maybe you can illuminate us a little bit more about that issue.
So I can tell you that the average age of our donor is getting older. It's between the age of 45 and 55 years old. The only young people that we really see in the clinic we have the high school supporting us, of course. They come in on a Give Life shuttle. And then our university and college students. But other than that, we don't see a lot of young people. So we need to replace those older donors with new donors. And unfortunately, there is no fake blood out there. We need you to come in and donate.
Yeah. So there's nothing to replace the real thing. So we definitely hope we will see you around the clinic. We'll be here from December 4th to the 8th. We're encouraging all of our readers and viewers to come out and make your donation. Again, if you're not sure if you're eligible, you can always check out blood.ca to take out their little quiz and make sure that you are eligible or not. If you find that you're not eligible, there's lots of other ways you can help out for sure. But we hope that you will give it a try. Okay. And 4th to the 8th, there'll be free pizza, if that's not enough of an incentive.